Yeah, sure.
I'm doing all right financially. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Gucci, but damn man, I'd be real better off if this would have happened or that would have happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you realize like, man, I'm slipping in my pimping. It's like, well, now hold on, that wasn't in your control.
Yeah.
If there was anything more that you could have done to get that opportunity done, you would have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, it was no doubt in my mind, bro. We were supposed to be 6 figures up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at March, if you told me, hey man, and then what we had slated for the rest of the year, ooh wee man.
Yeah.
Like, ooh wee man.
Yeah. And so, you know, I just really wanted folks to just really think about that. I feel like this grind culture, this, you gotta go to sleep at 2:00 in the morning and wake up at 4:00 in the morning and, don't sleep and don't rest and get it and grind. Like I feel like that damages us. That culture damages us in many ways. And the biggest way that it damages us is in the area of, you know what I'm saying, in the area of grief.
Facts. In the area
you know what I'm saying? Because people will bury themselves in their work, or they'll bury themselves and keep themselves busy just so that they don't have to, deal with loss or grief or whatever the case, man.
Or guilt. Like,
or guilt.
Hey, bro, like there has been a case of like me dealing with survivor's guilt.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like,
damn, forgot about that.
Like, all right, cool, I'm in this position. Nobody ever thought you'd be in this position, and then the folks that you had, like, you just left. Like you just said, man, I'm gonna pivot this way and I'm gonna do it by myself. And you go down your path and you realize and you look back and it's just like, damn, I wish this person was with me right now. Like, damn, bro, I could put them in this position, but they didn't want to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even like, you know what I'm saying, relationships with family. Like when you are like me, I was, you know what I'm saying, I'm like the loner in the family. So like, you know what I mean, when people will call and check on me every once in a while, but for the most part, my family feels like, man, Alex gonna be good.
Yeah.
And then, but what that does is like, well shit, nobody checking on me, they must be good, nobody calling me with anything. And then you realize, well, damn, I don't even have a relationship with this person anymore.
Yeah, facts.
Like, and it's not like any hatred or anything. It's just like, damn, I don't like they family. I love them. I do anything for them. But that bond isn't there anymore. And then like you begin to like, damn, what, like, is me grinding, and me always being okay? Has that been detrimental to that? Because at the end of the day, niggas want to be loved.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do. And with that, strength, being strong and resilient is a blessing and a curse. Because strong and resilient people make hard shit look easy.
Yeah.
So when you make hard shit look easy, the average person who doesn't necessarily have to be weak, but ain't as strong or resilient as you, see you going through things or don't see you going through anything, and it's just like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, he doing good or she doing good, I guess, because, that's what they always do. I ain't never known such and such to fall off or do this, and if they do fall off, they always end up bouncing back. And so people don't realize that strong person in your family or your friend group or whatever, that person needs you to be, checking up on them too. And it ain't gotta be for a long period, long slots of time or nothing like that. And it ain't gotta be hella often either. But, you know what I'm saying, there has to be a balance there. But at the same time, strong people also have to grieve the loss of their independence.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of motherfuckers don't really want to give up that, we cling to this whole, nah man, I do it myself, I get it myself, because and that, to me, that's a trauma response.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People, you know what I'm saying, when you get to that place, man, you have been let down so many times. Or people have shown you they ass when you was trying to show them your hand so many times that it's just like, okay, you know what, I don't want help from nobody. I'm not gonna ask nobody for nothing. I'm finna get it by myself. And we make the mistake of thinking that we aren't human beings that are interdependent and interconnected and need other motherfuckers. Like, that is one of the 6 basic needs of all human beings.
Indeed.
Is the need for significance, in some form or fashion. And so I don't know. I think for me, when, and talking about that, it's the family that I've created.
For sure.
That they give me what I need as my family.
Yeah.
Blood family, you know what I'm saying? Like, people with my mama's last name and my father's last name, I really ain't doing no tripping. I've long since buried those relationships, those dead relationships, in the grave, and they just sit there in their respective spots. I'll be lying to say I don't go back and visit those things sometimes when I see people, our peers who do come from that strong family base. And even now, you know what I'm saying, we 30, 32, 35, and them motherfuckers is still, they family is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, but if I looked at it like that and thought about what I didn't have in that way, then I'd be shitting on the family that I formed, you know what I'm saying, with you and Mimi and G and Mac and all of the people in my life now. They'd be shitting on y'all, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, I don't know, bro. I just, like I said, man, I just felt like it was appropriate, man. People are losing people to COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? People are losing people still to prison.
Facts.
We still losing black men and black women to prison right now. Even during all of this shit, we're losing significant people to the culture.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Detroit 2 came out. Big Sean, I like Big Sean a lot. But do you know how many times a week I listen to Deep Reverence?
Yeah.
Just so I can hear this nigga Nipsey voice on something new.
Facts. For sure.
Like, hearing Nipsey Hussle's voice on a track that's new and in 2020. Because in my mind, him dying has shifted a whole culture.
Facts. Man, I was just talking about this with Mimi, and it was like, when Nipsey died, I honestly, like, the only way I could describe it is, I felt like I was a ship at sea that lost sight of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Like, Nipsey was a person that maneuvered in such a manner, because, you know what I mean, some of it by choice and some of it based on survival. I've had to navigate through some treacherous waters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Nipsey was like, hey, all right, cool, you did that. Now you got to get to business, bro.
Yeah.
Now you have to use everything you've learned, and you have to apply that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me DJing was me, hey, I needed to pay rent because I'm at this new job.
Yeah.
And this job not paying rent, and this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And I had to learn how to DJ. Yeah. Like, at the same time while I'm learning how to do radio. You know what I'm saying? And that was, when Nip died, it was just like, damn, like, we lost it. Like, Cause Nip was always a person every step of the way. Hey y'all, this is what I'm doing. Like this is my next step.
Yeah.
Or he was on the verge of kicking the door wide open and really giving us some game when he died. And that's what kind of fucked me up. And it's kind of like his death left me anxious.
Cause it's like, what the fuck we gonna do now?
Facts.
Yeah. Nah, I feel the same way.
Cause like this what we doing, like we own these cameras, we own these lights, we own these microphones, these laptops, like this our shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is based off of the type of shit he was talking about.
Facts.
And then not only that, like
real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like we built it and now people coming.
Yeah.
And then now like I even find myself when I'm like, damn, bro, what's gonna be the next move? What the fuck we gonna do? Like, we getting all this attention now. People ringing our phone, like, but our phone calls and our phone calls don't match our follower counts.
True.
And it's just like, man, I want people to see it, but they not seeing it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, and then I begin to start, all right, cool, like I'm gonna listen to this Nip interview.
Yeah.
And then Nip discusses that. You know what I mean? And that's really where we at. Like, so the loss of Nip is big. And the loss of Kobe
big
also left me anxious because it's like, oh man, he about to do something big next. And then it's not there.
Yeah.
Like it has left these holes.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like you know, in dealing with that type of grief, because I'm not saying like us saying this isn't like putting celebrities on a pedestal, but it does kind of speak to what Nip said in Loaded Bases. He was like, you know, it's a couple of niggas in every generation that wasn't supposed to make it out but decode the matrix. And when they get to speak, it's like a coded language.
Yep.
It reminds niggas of their strength and all the stolen greatness. And it's just like, man, like, that's true. But what happens when them couple niggas in every generation get offed?
What happens?
You know what I'm saying?
Where is everybody else left?
Where are we as black people? What are we left with? Like, what are we supposed to do? And the thing is that is it like I often think it's like, all right, cool. Are we supposed to take what they have so far and expand on that? But you know, and it's like, but we don't. Yeah, we have the blueprint to get to where they were. But what's the threshold beyond that?
Yeah.
And is it my job to figure that out? But shit, if it's my job to figure that out with me and my team, then how the fuck do we even get to the threshold to begin with? Like it's one of them, and it's like you gotta also, you know, grieve the possibilities of things, the possibility that, you know, it may take longer, you know, than what you think that it's supposed to. And you may, you know, you got to reinvent yourself and do all of these things. Now, for me personally, that ain't never really been an issue, you know, but it still hurts, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you getting pushed back 20 feet, you know, like for me, was playing football, had a stroke at 14. Thought I was going to, you know, be in a place where I was going to play college football. That's all I wanted to do. College football and, you know, have my degree paid for, a 4-year degree paid for. Nah, Christopher, no more football for the rest of your life. Like, none. Damn. Well, I got to reinvent myself. Well, do you really have to reinvent yourself? Because you already do music and you do speech and debate. You got those two things under your repertoire. you don't give them the same amount of attention as football.
Yeah.
But you got it in you.
For sure.
Bet, cool. Reinvent myself. So when you look up, and I'm a junior in high school, it's like, oh no, that nigga is Mr. Speech and Debate.
Hell yeah.
And he's a drum major. All right, cool, bet. Boom. Go throughout college. Oh no, you can't compete no more in college, nigga. All these years of eligibility are up. But you're still in school.
Yeah.
All right, well now you gotta be the coach. You teaching at Rice, but you here at U of H. So nigga, what? You gotta reinvent yourself. You're no longer a competitor. You gotta be a coach. You know, and even before that, working for HISD and being a director for the entire department, bro. And I had to be somebody else there. You know, and it's just like a constant. This door gets closed, you know, and so it puts you in a place puts me in a place where I don't want to think and draw negativity to myself.
Yeah.
But I can't help but wonder sometimes, like, all right, I'm in this space doing this right now.
Yeah.
But what's gonna happen to where I'm gonna have to either pivot from this or change what I'm doing with what I've got right now? You know what I'm saying? And that shit, man, that shit sucks.
For sure, for sure.
That shit sucks because as a black man in America, like, we get told we gotta do that with no remorse, no nothing. It's just like, well, that door is closed, so what you gonna do now? Cause rent due.
Yeah, rent due.
You know, and then if you got a lady, and there are things and standards that she set for you, and y'all got children together, or she wants to have children, or whatever the case may be. Hey man, we gotta make that happen. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, man, it's just the grief is never ending. The shit is always evolving and changing how it manifests and how it looks. And, you know, I really just want people out there to be okay with sitting down and dealing with this shit. Because you can't be, you know, moving and slipping and dipping so much to where you ain't at least on a small scale dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it hits whether it's a convenient time or not.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things that I've been talking to a good friend of mine about is the fact that, man, we all gotta sit on somebody's couch, bro.
We all gotta do it.
We all gotta sit on somebody's couch.
All gotta do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in contact with a couple of licensed professional counselors myself, just kind of asking some qualifying questions. Hey, do you know how to, you know, deal with someone who has a chronic illness? Are you someone who's good with grief counseling? What are your methodologies to help your patient or your client change their behavior?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Now, I was blessed in that, you know, what I studied in school and the fact that I have a counselor in my family, I have the knowledge base to be able to ask those questions. But not everybody does.
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to segue into talking about, like, bro, like, how do we talk to our people about that? Like, about sitting on somebody's couch and, you know, taking the time to deal with shit that they won't be able to escape. How do we talk to folks?
Man, we have to let. Not only is it a necessity, fam, you won't get through what the fuck you dealing with without it.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And you can maneuver. You can hide it. You can try to read a few books on your own. You can do all of that shit you want to do, but you gotta go sit on somebody's couch.
Yeah.
And it's not just for you.
Yeah, no, it's you gonna be better for everybody around
For
you.
everybody around you, and you're gonna learn how to deal with people, and you're gonna know how, man, like my therapist helped me break down this emotion. So when I am confronted by this emotion from someone else, I now know how to deal with that a little bit better.
And seeing that's the thing, man. Like I was thinking about that. Like you can only do so much self-work.
Yeah.
Because even if you've identified the problem by yourself, for real, you don't have the tools. Like someone needs to be able to give you the tools to work through that shit, and not just give you the tools, but show you how to assemble those tools, how to work those tools, and how to put those tools away and walk in your completeness. And that's what I realized. Like, especially for me, man, especially after dealing with the grief and the loss in terms of romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. You got yourself through this, Chris. Now, if there's someone that you are seriously interested in right now, you feel a barrier yourself, even if they don't feel it. What the fuck? How you gonna break through this threshold? Because if you can't break through this threshold and realize that this person ain't that person, like, yeah, you may realize that, and you may be self-aware enough, Chris, to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? This woman is not this woman. But that shit only lasts a fleeting moment.
Yeah.
It only lasts for a fleeting moment. You gonna have to stay in that in order to. It's like I ask the question all the time. Are you aware of your past traumas? And if you are aware of your past traumas, what work have you done to address those said traumas? And have you healed those wounds as to not bleed on me and everything surrounding me?
Facts.
That shit apply to me too.
For sure.
That shit apply to me too. You know what I'm saying? Because, I've talked to a couple of women, you know what I'm saying, over the last couple of years. And I found myself, oh no, I recognize that characteristic in you. I'm good. I'm out.
For sure.
That shit is not cool.
Yeah.
That shit ain't cool, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about that is just like, man, when you recognize your traumas, another thing, it's more than just recognizing your traumas, just what to do when you see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like how to kudos just for recognizing some shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like people want kudos for acknowledging traumas, and it's like, man, that's really like that's 1A. Like,
1A, bro.
That's 1A. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the recognition of the trauma. It is the willingness to heal or fix that trauma. Yeah. And just realize, like, man, I did that to myself. Because it's people that will deal with traumas and have traumas brought onto themselves, and then will blame you, and then you like, fam, I didn't do shit. Yeah.
and then even in situations where it was someone else. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine said that her pop says this a lot. Man, you know what I'm saying? It ain't your fault, but it's your problem.
Yeah.
Like, it may not be your fault that this trauma response is here, but it's still your problem. Yeah. And it's still gonna cause you problems. Like, so it's just like, what you gonna do? How you gonna deal? And avoiding it is not an option, because, man, trying to avoid dealing with traumas, man, that shit only, like, to me, bro, this shit scars you up even more. Cause you fighting to avoid doing the work, or you fighting, you know what I'm saying, your feelings and shit. but you only losing, dog.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause you don't know what it is that'll trigger the trauma response. And those trauma responses don't really ever go away, which is why it is necessary to have the proper tools to deal with that shit once they manifest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like being whole and complete is possible. But if we're ever evolving people, it ain't never just the reality that you whole and complete. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, man. I just,
man, we just got to get people to understand like that in 2020, like what you feeling because you're able to sit down in 2021. You getting back up and just going to work and forgetting about it won't work.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
You gonna have to sit on somebody's couch.
Yeah.
Like you think oh man, this kind of heavy, man. I can't wait for 2021 or for when this COVID shit to be over and I can just get back to it so I can forget about all of this shit.
People distract themselves. You know what I'm saying? They use drugs. They use sex. They use entertainment. They use work. Oh, I got my family shit going on. Like people use everything that they can.
Yep.
To distract themselves from having to sit and deal with it. And the thing is that like I'm glad that I don't have that option, right?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got children. I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rushing out to nobody's job.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to the universe that I get paid off of my own work.
Yeah.
But that also puts me in a space where it's like there are days where that shit.
Yeah, it really get to you.
You down in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? And but I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm better for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I'm better for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't trade the shit for anything because I don't know, man. There's a lot of healing and cleansing of the spirit for real. You know, when you can really sit with that. Like, for example, you know, I said in the Talk That Talk video about my mom's, like, for a while I blamed myself for her death. But over you know the past 10 months now, one may hear me say this and think, damn, bro, like you really, like that's your mama. But it's just like, man, bro, she helped herself die.
Yeah.
My mother helped herself die, bro. Like if you have heart disease and you don't communicate that this is going on with you to your children, to your family members, or your friends.
Yeah.
And then you insist on eating a diet, having a diet and engaging in bad nutritional choices that help to compound the heart disease with the diabetes and this and that and the third. Now, me blaming me seems asinine.
Facts.
It's normal, but it seems asinine because, well, nigga, you didn't know none of this was going on, and you obviously couldn't get her to eat better. So shit.
Yeah.
How is this your fault?
And that's a part too. Is like, man, we gotta like dealing with hard truths.
Yeah, hard truths, boy. Ooh, that's a good term. Like, it's a hard truth.
It's a hard truth
to come to the conclusion about your mama,
and then going through a whole nother process of being mad and then forgiving a person who's not even here.
Absolutely. And that is where I got stuck. Like, that's where I got stuck. That's where I'm really like, hey, I need to get on somebody's couch. Because there's love there always. But then how do you process being angry at a person that ain't here? You know what I'm saying? So, man,